Planet Dolan.
From cooking your own hand to confusing strangers for Harry Potter characters, the Planet Dolan crew reenacts some of the best true stories from our subreddit about the worst things we've done while drunk. I'm Doopy, and today I'll be your narrator. Number 10 was submitted by clankdog. One time, Nixium went to a party and got outrageously wasted. Halfway through the night, he wandered outside onto the street where he saw an all-night bus driving by. In his drunken state, Nixium was sure the bus was the Balrog from Lord of the Rings, so he ran out in front of it and shouted, "You shall not pass!" Luckily, the bus stopped just in time, but Nixium still had to spend the night locked up for being a public nuisance. Still better than being roadkill. Number 9 was submitted by Executive Decisions. One time, Ramona had a big drunken night out with her friends. She caught a taxi home, but when she got to the door, she couldn't find her keys. Since it was so late, she just kinda said, "Fuck it," and went to sleep right there on her front porch. The next morning, she woke up and found her keys were in her left hand the whole damn time. Number 8 was submitted by Mote of Labrosse. Emoji no longer drinks, but when he was younger, he used to get very messed up. One night, while out with his friends, the group's designated driver bailed. Emoji confidently announced that he'd drive everyone the 20 miles home. Emoji was so drunk he had to squint to even see. He remembers blurry streetlights, narrowly missing a mailbox, and having to pull over to puke on the side of the road. Somehow, he got everyone home without getting into an accident or being pulled over. But looking back, it's one of the most irresponsible things he's ever done. Number 7 was submitted by GraiNotGrey. When Mikhailum went to his very first party, his friends peer pressured him into drinking Jack Daniels. Mikhailum took one huge gulp and the room around him started spinning. His cool friend told him the spinning would stop if he kept drinking, so Mikhailum had another and another until pretty soon he was blackout drunk. He doesn't remember the rest of the night, but his friends told him that he got so wasted that he ran outside and approached a tall, hairy man who was walking his dog. Mikhailum hugged the man and said, "Hagrid, oh my god, you are real!" He tried very hard to get the stranger to come in and join the party, but Hagrid graciously declined. Number 6 was submitted by superfastsnail. When Pandora turned 21, Helbin threw her a huge birthday party at his parents' beach house. That night, Helbin got messed up on tequila and decided to go skinny dipping in the ocean. Pandora worried he would drown, so she called the police, who then called the Coast Guard. After hours of searching the water with their rescue helicopters, Pandora was devastated. It was her birthday, and there she was thinking her boyfriend had drowned. But later that night, a very drunk and very naked Helbin turned up on the streets nearby. Police found him running through neighbors' yards looking for clothes to steal. Pandora came this close to breaking up with him, and Helbin promised to never drink tequila again. Number 5 was submitted by 9Kirby99. 999. When Andy was younger, she liked playing games of pool with her uncle. One night, her uncle decided to take their games to the next level by betting. He said he would give Andy $10 for every ball she pocketed. Andy was like, hell yeah! She had no idea her uncle was completely drunk when he suggested this bet. That night, they played multiple games of pool and Andy managed to rack up a cool $300. When Andy's uncle later heard how much he owed her, his face went totally white. It was the easiest money Andy has ever made, and it taught her uncle a valuable lesson about making drunken bets. Number 4 was submitted by The Grey Pill. One time, Sidious got very drunk downtown with his friends. Since he couldn't drive, he texted his girlfriend and she agreed to pick him up. While she was on her way, drunk Sidious literally forgot he'd arranged a ride with her and called himself a cab. When he got home, he passed out in bed without a second thought while his poor girlfriend drove around for an hour looking for him. When she got home, she was pissed off, but relieved he was okay. Later that night, Sidious got up to go to the bathroom. His girlfriend followed him and found him standing in the bathroom doorway, completely naked, peeing all over the floor. She yelled at him, and Sidious had to mop up his own piss with a towel. To this day, he can't believe his girlfriend put up with so much of his shit. She even went on to marry him. What a woman! Number 3 was submitted by Toxic Flame V2. When Pringle was younger, he and his brother bought a bunch of different sodas for a soda tasting YouTube challenge. One of them caught Pringle's eye. It had a weird name and the look and consistency of blood. As they started recording the challenge, Pringle sculled a big glass of blood soda. It tasted great, but he immediately felt funny. Pringle can't really remember the rest of the night, but he remembers waking up in a hospital with a bandaged hand. When he woke up, he asked his brother,
"What happened?"
And his brother said, "Alcohol happened." It turns out the blood soda was actually super strong vodka that caused Pringle to instantly lose his shit. He started singing and dancing into the camera and then disappeared into the kitchen to cook everyone a meal. After heating some oil in a pan, drunk Pringle slammed his hand onto the pan. His brother tried to stop him, but Pringle pushed him away, shouting,
"Nobody stops the chef!"
Today, Pringle still has burn marks on his hand. He's now terrified of any unfamiliar sodas. Number 2 was submitted by Shrimp Daddy. One time, Zaraganba got really shit-faced at a school reunion. When it was over, he went back to his hotel but couldn't get inside his room. In drunken frustration, he kicked down the door and spent the night sleeping in a cupboard. The next morning, he was woken up by a total stranger and some very angry hotel staff. It turns out the room he'd forced his way into wasn't his room. It was a stranger's. To make matters worse, he'd also thrown up all over their floor. Thinking back on that night, Zaraganba admits that he was a terrible person. Number 1 was submitted by me. One of my favorite anime convention traditions is to get blackout drunk with all of my friends. Unfortunately, one time, that didn't happen the way it was supposed to. My best friend decided to ditch me for a girl. So I ended up extremely lonely and downing half of a bottle of wine, and I'm a lightweight, so that completely destroyed me. I was with some guy at the time that wasn't Jess. We were going through a rough patch, and I remember my best friend coming in, me getting angry at him, walking out the door, and when the guy I was with at the time didn't chase me, I got super fucking upset. So I ran down to the lobby of the hotel we were staying at, went outside, and just sat on a bench and cried. It was so embarrassing and so dramatic, and it was so pathetic, but I didn't realize it because I was really drunk. The next day, the guy I was with was so mad at me. I mean, I get I'm not your responsibility, but I was in the city of Tampa, and if I had wandered off into a alleyway or something bad could have happened to me. Tampa's not all that safe. But it was totally my fault. I'm an adult. I make my own decisions, as shitty as they are. I also remember going back up to the room and just crying in the bathroom for the rest of the night, so that was a thing too. It was really embarrassing. Huge thanks for the folks over in our Planet Dolan subreddit for submitting their stories. We have another question for you. What's your most hilarious first world problem? Let us know in the Reddit page linked below, and you might be featured in a future countdown. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.